Drop it.
Barnacles are crustaceans that inhabit marine waters. Around 850 species of barnacles are largely immobile and don't do much at all. Think of the kind you see attached to the hulls of ships. These barnacles contain an extremely strong adhesive paste that they use, almost like cement, to attach themselves to things in such a way that it requires tremendous force to remove them. Other species of barnacles are internal parasites that infect other crustaceans and can seriously threaten ocean life from time to time. In another absolutely bonkers case of living things growing inside someone, a Boston man named Ron Zvedin was having some severe chest problems in 2010. Already suffering from emphysema, Ron resigned himself to his fate, believing that he had cancer. Once one of his lungs collapsed, though, enough was enough, and Ron went in to see the doctors to diagnose him with the appropriate lung cancer. A very similar and slightly crazier incident hails from Russia in 2009. Yet again, an individual was pained in their chest, specifically their lungs, and something was removed. What exactly was that? The humble beginnings of a growing fir tree, which was apparently 5 centimeters, 2 in, long. The doctors who performed the operation said that they were 100% certain that a tumor in the man's lungs was cancer, but when they went to open him up, a sprouting fir tree was what was found inside. Next on the list is an extremely unusual case of maggot infestation, one that ended up being most definitely a good thing. Pham Quang Lan was a 28-year-old laborer working as a guest worker in Malaysia, outside of his native Vietnam, when an iron bar fell off a building and onto his head in 2015. Fortunately, Lan survived the injury, at least in the short term, thanks to surgery and a titanium plate that doctors were able to implant into his head. Believe it or not, the stroke of luck that Lan had isn't exactly unusual. Maggots can be very, very efficient nasty bacteria-eating machines and can devour infections for our benefit. Not only is this reality, but it's medicine, as doctors are willing to employ maggots when other options have run out. This almost sounds like some bizarre quack medical practice out of the Middle Ages, one that might have been used to, wrongly, fend off the Black Death, but no, this is current, modern-day medicine. Morgellons disease is an odd one. A part of the problem in understanding this unusual skin disease is that different studies have drawn radically different conclusions over time, leading to a lot of confusion pertaining to what's actually going on with the poor people who suffer from this extremely rare condition. Most of the symptoms are pretty common and shared with other diseases and syndromes, such as depression, fatigue, and skin rashes, but some of them stand out as downright mortifying. People with Morgellons disease begin to feel like insects are crawling inside their skin or like there is movement inside them beneath the skin. Bird mites are tiny, 8-legged, parasitic creatures that live on the blood of warm-blooded hosts, and they also sometimes make their way inside a person and decide to call them home. They sometimes dig into the noses of humans, too. Scabies are awful for anyone to get. Tiny mites infect the skin and cause the host organism extreme discomfort. Even worse, by the time a person infected with scabies notices any symptoms, it's already too late, and they've become an infestation, as there is an incubation period of several weeks. Scabies can be treated most times with the simple application of a topical ointment, But sometimes, due to just the nature of these little critters, they can spread like crazy and wreak havoc. Did you know that sometimes, cockroaches actually crawl inside people? They do, and the ear is a likely place of entry. When cockroaches are afraid, usually of weather changes or a perceived predator, they hide, sometimes inside your ear hole. They make themselves at home, and even more terrifyingly, sometimes, they'll choose your ear as a perfect spot to lay their eggs. The fact that they generally can only go forward and not backward means that they probably won't come out on their own. Just the name itself sounds absolutely horrifying: supergonorrhea. Supergonorrhea is an extremely antibiotic-resistant strain of the regular gonorrhea bacterium which is currently untreatable and spreading around the world slowly but surely. Unlike some other STIs, supergonorrhea is also transmittable through oral sex, making it a bacterium that's relatively opportunistic.
Drop it.